He's dancing, he's parading around, shaking his mullet at his pizza party tour.
Audio Jungle.
Welcome back to the Promised Land podcast. It's your boy Dylan. We're going to do a quick little episode today. Got a show to review that I was at last night. We got some upcoming tours and some recent news out of One World magazine. Let's get it started. Last night, I finished up at the Otis Julius Pizza Party Tour, their last show of the tour. I just want to go through the show lineup, the openers, and give a little review of the show. First, the show kicked off with DK the Don. It was his first ever performance, or at least with nice enough entertainment. Great traditional rap. Old school style, keeping consistency on the flows. For being new to performing, very composed. Had himself up there even when the crowd wasn't fully into the performance. He was still up there like he was performing in front of a huge crowd, and everybody was moving and dancing along. Very composed. Very impressed with that. Next, True Verse, a kid. This is a child. I think he's 18 or 19. He blew me away. A variety of flows, never was repetitive. When it came to flows choice in his music, some quick, some slow, bouncing around, kept you bouncing your head, nodding your head into what he was doing. He had great crowd control. One song specifically in the song was telling you to put your lighters up, got people to do it, had everybody's hands waving. Everybody was nodding their head, having a great time. And this kid has a lot of great potential. Not even potential. I mean, he's on the right track, and if he keeps following this track, he's gonna be a lot bigger of a name in the future. Then, because I was so impressed, I had to go start checking out his discography. This kid's got great production when it comes to his music. I don't know where he's recording, what studio he's going to, if it's home, somewhere. The production on this music sounds like he's been doing this 20 years. Sounds like he is a veteran in this game, and he's showing you that he's meant to do it. Next was Millie Lane. Great storytelling. Every song, one after the other, was taking you on an adventure, submerging you into whatever situation or whatever thing he was talking about. Kept you on your edge of your seat, seeing where he was going to go, what was next in the story. His energy was through the roof as well, jumping up and down, running through the crowd. One notable was two songs back to back, Vampire Stories 1, Vampire Stories 2. Really just a full-on submergence into the story he was telling. And then ran off stage, disappeared for the break between 1 and 2 to make that separation. It was an interesting performance. It was great. If you like those storytelling songs and like that, I would recommend going and checking out his music. Last of the openers was Johnny Bliss. Man, when he got on stage, you could just tell the experience he has. That wasn't his first time up there. When he crafts his music, there's a variety in everything he does. Not every song is the same. He's testing out different genres, testing out different flows, testing out different cadences. And again, with his experience, you saw great breath control, great crowd control, just overall a great way to wrap up and get to the end of those openers. A lot of great wordplay, messing around with entendres and metaphors and similes. Just a great for an opener, having a veteran up there, wrapping up the opener, getting ready for the headliner, Otis Julius. Man, this guy brings energy. He is up there to just have a good time, and in turn, you have a good time. Fun. He's playing his music videos behind him, so you're watching the music videos while watching him perform. He's dancing, he's parading around, shaking his mullet at his pizza party tour. At one point during the show, he gets on top of a set of speakers set up probably 6 foot high in the air, does an entire song from up top there, hits his head on the ceiling fan, still continues to keep rapping, keep going. Nothing can stop this guy. Then proceeds to jump off of the speakers. I'm sure the bar was worried about a little bit of liability there, but it ended up being all right. Then he has a section of his show where he does what he calls a wall of high fives. He separates the crowd as if you're about to do a mosh pit at an all-ages show with what I thought was probably the youngest kid there, a 7-year-old, 8-year-old, and has you run at each other and just start giving everybody high fives and says, we're going to make new friends. He even gets involved in the antics, and that leads into one of his next songs that he does. Just an interesting way to alter the genre of rap. There's a stigma, there's an already built up idea in people's mind that rap music is a certain way, rap shows are a certain way. When you come to this, it breaks all of those barriers. It breaks all of those stereotypes. It's just a great time for everybody from a young kid to a grown-up can enjoy. Then sits you down for a story time where he does his song, his one Christmas story song he says, which he said it was perfect that the show was in December. It's about the one time of the year he can do it, where he crafted a song that goes through the entire plot of Home Alone. And he had the entire crowd sit down. He sat on the edge of the stage like he's reading you a story and performs his song sitting down while everybody else is sitting down. Again, just a new way, a new take for better crowd involvement, keeps people on their toes. They feel more a part of the show. Instead of watching somebody do the show, they feel a part of it. Kept going up to people, handing them the mic if they knew the song, letting them sing parts of it, rap parts of it. Just a fun experience. If you've never been to an Otis show and you want to have a good time where it's a family-friendly environment, I recommend going to an Otis show. Not only that, this show was put on by Nice Enough Entertainment. Go to a Nice Enough Entertainment show as well. You get that same experience. It breaks those stereotypes. The number one rule of a Nice Enough Entertainment show is be decent to people. And that's all it's about. Whether you bump into somebody on accident, you apologize, you spill your drink on accident, nobody's there to cause any problems. Everybody's there to have a good time. And that's what rap music and rap shows and hip-hop shows should be about. That wraps up reviewing the show. We're going to go on to some notes I have. Zeus Rebel Waters. He's on his Falling tour. He's already done almost half the shows now. Actually, half the shows. He's done half the shows. Shows coming up. St. Joseph, December 14th. Grand Island, Nebraska, December 15th. Kansas City, Missouri, December 16th. St. Charles, Missouri, December 22nd. Then January 18th, Tacoma, Washington. January 19th, Portland, Oregon. And then he finishes up his show December 26th in Salt Lake City, Utah. Next, One World Magazine, their newest issue coming out, features X-Rated as the cover with the headline, Strange Music's Next Big Move, X-Rated. It was a big move of Strange Music to team up with Blockstar. We talked about it in the last episode. Bringing X-Rated on kind of this joint venture, working together, really was a big move for Strange Music and opened up a new audience. And then it says, a Prayer in Hell tour paves the way for much more music to come. We talked about the Prayer in Hell, X-Rated's most recent studio album. That record was the first time he was teamed up with Strange Music. Then he went on his tour, and it showed Strange Music the new audience it brought. It starts to bring more people together, get people more interested in Strange Music's artists, continues growth for Blockstar. In both parties, it works. In the same issue of the magazine, Tabo the Truth, Omaha's Tabo the Truth, was featured on their On the Map section of the article of the magazine, talking about his way of recording, how long he's been doing music, some influences, what tours like, working with King ISO, also working with AWACS, and just overall great exposure for Tabo the Truth. Exposure that Tabo the Truth deserves, for sure. And it was really cool to see a fairly big magazine pick up on this and have him featured on the magazine. A few weeks ago, I want to talk about this. I'm not quite sure how long ago it was. They had Afro. They interviewed Afro about his influences and growing as an artist, how he navigates growing. And the biggest thing he talked about was being organic. And I think that's important for young artists. You don't have to put on a persona to grow your fan base. Sticking true to yourself, remembering why you got into the music, why you got into rap, why you write the music you do, and staying in that lane and staying on that path, people will see the natural side of you. So I think that was great to hear from him talk about that. Another show's coming up over the turn of the year. We have right before the turn of the year, we have the Almost New Year's Party, Friday, December 29th. That's going to feature a head-to-head battle between DJ Strawstone and Surreal the MC. So that will be fun to watch. It's their second one. Performances by Soda Spill and Gimpy, Dustin Warbear, Garage Sale, Marcus is Dead, AJ, and the Burgundy Brothers at the Waiting Room. This is going to be a mixed genre show. This isn't strictly rap. This isn't strictly anything. It's going to be a mixed genre show, but going to be a really good show and a good way to end the year. Next, we have Afroman. He's coming to the Iowa, Nebraska area. January 7th, Kearney. He's going to be at the other side. January 8th, in Omaha at the Waiting Room. January 9th, Des Moines at Lefties Live. Then January 10th at Iowa City at the Wildwood. Yeah, I mean, seeing Afroman, that's going to be a 21-plus show. But Afroman's just one of those legends where even if you are a diehard fan of him or just know a couple of songs, it's just one of those things that you just kind of have to go see. You just kind of have to go see Afroman. Everybody knows who Afroman is, you know? Lastly, announcement, Tech 9 and King ISO show. We talked about it the last episode, December 16th in South Dakota. That has been postponed. All tickets purchased prior will be honored at the postponed date. They do not have a date set for that postponed show. That was pretty quick and painless today. Not a lot to talk about. We're hopefully going to have some interviews coming up in the next few weeks. I'm excited about those. Don't want to give you a taste yet. I'm not going to tell you who it is yet. We don't want to get your hopes up now, do we? But you were back at the Promised Land podcast. I thank you for joining, and see you next week.
Audio Jungle.